from the ground floor at Goon Central. This is another edition of Wrestling Goons Radio. We're here to bring you what happened at Monday Night Raw, live in Atlanta, Georgia. Me and Bart were there live, and Dan had watching it on the USA Network. Bart, how you doing, buddy? You ready to get into this?
Exciting times for Divas.
Yeah, we got a lot of Diva stuff to cover today, brother. Dan?
Yep.
How'd you enjoy the show watching from Chicago?
I was jealous, and I'm jealous of you guys, and I was excited. I can't wait to get into this. I really can't.
I can't wait for you to tell us about what we missed from the announcer side. That's what we were worried a lot about, but we're going to get into that. We want to thank all of our listeners on Max Sports Channel and all of our YouTube listeners. We're soon going to be on Power Station FM, growing every day. Thank you so much for the support. With that being said, we know you're here for Monday Night Raw, and Dan, tell us how the show started.
All right, the show starts off with a video package of Brock Lesnar beat down a few weeks ago, and also the Brock Lesnar destruction that happened last week in Chicago. We also see the car, that nice $5,000 car, demolished completely. $56,000. I'm sorry, $56,000 car demolished completely. No one wanted it. I could have, rode around in it. I'll be okay with that. But Heyman and Lesnar comes out to the ring. Heyman selling the match at Battleground like he always does, being a great salesman. Gives us once again a history lesson of Brock Lesnar from being just a challenger to The Rock when he beat him for the title, to defeating the Undertaker's streak when he was just a challenger, to the eat, sleep, suplex, repeat on John Cena when he was just a challenger. Later on, we get a little funny thing going wherein Heyman refers to Kane as Undertaker's little brother, and we also get find out that we're going to get a contract signed later on in the match. Well, later on in the show. Anthony, did you like this first opening segment from where you was at?
Well, first off, from where we were at, we were sitting by the pyro, like literally right beside it.
Yeah.
And you sometimes forget that Brock Lesnar has pyro, and that's bad when you forget it. My heart literally is probably still in my chest, and that is really loud. So the arena was Brock Lesnar owns the WWE Universe. I can confirm that now. Everybody in that arena was grunting whenever Brock Lesnar came out. They were hopping around. They were ready to fight somebody just because Brock Lesnar was there. It was incredible. Paul Heyman and Brock both. And when Brock grabbed the mic, I kind of tensed up. I was like, oh my God, Brock's really wanting to say something. This could go really bad. But of course, he said the perfect line that, we don't even got to get into that. But it was it was really good, man. They really sold that main event well. As far as the car, I keep thinking of Smokey and the Bandit when Meat Routine Justice is driving around with that car with no roof on it. Like, I was like, you know what, Dan, I could see you riding around in that. That could be you.
If it works, I'm driving in it.
Bart, what about you, man? You were sitting beside me. What did you think of it?
Yeah, it's pretty intense whenever Brock's music hits and just the entire place kind of erupts. He really hasn't lost anything as far as crowd, and it was pretty seamless from a heel turn to a face turn. I mean, he didn't do anything different. Just the crowd wants to see him get his hands on Seth Rollins. And the line about baby brother, that was hilarious. The crowd ate it up.
Kudos to the Atlanta crowd, who is usually really, really terrible. We got that baby brother chant going, and it might stick. Like, we might get this from now on when Kane goes places, and that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I also noticed that, a lot of people kind of crap on the Atlanta fans whenever WWE's in town. I mean, what's up with that?
Because it's really bad. I mean, honestly. And I'm not going to sit here and say that we were on point all night long, because there was really several down times where me and Bart were trying to do anything to generate a chant, and it just wasn't working. For example, when the New Day came out and they do their clap, Atlanta doesn't realize that you have to clap off beat to do it, because we just chanted New Day sucks like you're supposed to do when you're clapping. I'm like, no, you people, please, like, watch a show. Oh my god. Yeah, it
So
was.
there's a lot of casual fans there, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. And, yeah, there's a lot of people that are there that are telling the people that are there with them what all is going on because they don't watch. So,
Got you, got you.
yeah.
Any other thoughts on this opening segment?
It really did a good job to set up the rest of the show, and the contract signed later in the night, which I guess they no violence. We all know that they're not going to have violence in the contract signing, right?
Yeah, yeah, sure. All right, first match of the night, we get a tag team match, of course. Ryback and Randy Orton teaming up against The Big Show and Sheamus with Miz on commentary. Miz was pretty funny on it. He was doing all he can do to distract them, throw jabs at them. It was funny. Overall, the match was a 15-minute long match where the most entertaining factor, of course, like I said, was the Miz causing Ryback and Big Show some distraction. At the end, we of the match, we see Orton and Ryback winning. Um, Mark, what do you think about this 15-minute match? Did you enjoy it from your seat?
Um, yes and no. Like you said, The Miz was the most funniest thing about the entire match. He was the most entertaining thing about the entire match. Him hopping over the barricade whenever the Big Show got close and taunting them and stuff. The match just kind of went on a little bit too long for what it was, in my opinion. Um, a funny side part, though, is y'all didn't get to see it, but we got to see at the end of the match when The Miz was running away from the Big Show. He tripped over his little cape and gown or whatever it was and just ate up that steel. It was
When I
hilarious.
when I say ain't it, folks, I mean nose first, planted to the point where Big Show has to stop chasing him to let him get up for a second. It was hilarious.
So it wasn't, something they did on purpose.
Oh no, oh no. And kudos to him for getting right back up and trying to play it off like, I didn't fall, no, Uh, yeah, it was hilarious.
So basically, we're all going to be looking forward to Battleground in this match because of the Miz.
Well, I think the Miz is winning, but I'm gonna put that in my Saturday show. But that's a spoiler alert there. I don't see the point in him being the third wheel in the match and being the distraction guy unless he's coming out on top.
Yeah. Hopefully at Battleground we won't see another Sheamus and Orton match because they are terrible together.
Isn't it awful? And I don't think they're bad workers. I just think when you put them together, it's just really bad. It's a whole bunch of Irish whips into the guardrail or like into something. They just throw each other into stuff.
Yeah, like you said, they're great talent, but WWE needs to know that there's some people you can put together and they have that in ring chemistry, and then there's some that you just can't put together. You know,
John Cena, Randy Orton, that's another combo that's just really bad.
um, I think more so the history feud between them can overwhelm the fact that they just have bad in ring chemistry because they are the company. They've been there the longest for the most part.
Man, I don't know if you remember 2 years ago or 3 years ago, but that whole long 6 month feud they did was painful to watch.
Wow.
It was bad stuff.
Yeah, I think we're gonna still get another Cena and Randy
Orton feud.
Orton.
Oh,
Yeah, one of these days,
hopefully,
especially for the title.
hopefully in a retirement match. Anyway.
Well, Cena's gonna wrestle forever.
Ah,
But moving on to the backstage segment, we get a skeptical Seth, who's not really trusting Kane's plan about what's going to happen later on. Even after a few weeks of them being cool and sending him on a Hawaiian vacation, which we forgot to mention, he's back from vacation. Second match of the night, Dean Ambrose versus Bray Wyatt. Wyatt comes out before the match. The next thing you know, you see Roman Reigns start attacking him from behind once the light cuts on. It's good to see babyface Roman Reigns be aggressive like this, but after being attacked, but after attacking Bray Wyatt. Roman Reigns gets hit with the lantern, and Bray Wyatt escapes. Anthony, your point of view. I know you was really excited to see Bray Wyatt come out, and you probably had your phone ready.
I didn't. I had my phone was dead, and that was what really upset me that I couldn't do that. Um, I did not see Roman. Mark did. Mark saw Roman coming from the side, getting ready to come out. I did not. So when the light came on, I saw him like everyone else did for the first time. Um, however, when he does hit Roman with the lantern, as Bray is escaping, as you like to call it, Bray is literally walking backwards so slow to the point that Roman is holding his head and walking toward him, and they both walk through the curtain about 3 feet apart from each other, giving no indication that they're chasing each other. It was pretty bad acting.
Wow, I didn't recall that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you didn't see that on your
Yeah.
camera view, but for the live audience, they should be in character until they cross the curtain, and they just kind of didn't. Speaking of which, yeah, Bray Wyatt was just kind of off all night long, especially after the show. He just really looked like he was spent. I don't know what was going on with him. We saw him in the parking lot, and he was very antisocial, like not normal for him out of character.
Mark, what do you think about this whole aggressive Roman Reigns now turning the tables on Bray?
I thoroughly enjoyed seeing that side of Roman Reigns, actually. Um, he's been this, like, kind of Cena 2.0. He will never hit somebody when they're down, or he's always trying to play off the good guy. But finally, Bray Wyatt's gotten into his head and brought out that aggressiveness in him. And I thought that it was just good storytelling as far as that goes.
Uh, Kudos to Dean Ambrose for having the easiest paycheck of the night and the crowd loving every minute of it. Like as Dean is going away, like well, I guess they're in commercial. Dean literally acts like he just won the world title. Like he's
Wow.
going around going, "Yeah, I did it, I did it."
But
So
also seeing Bray Wyatt's entrance live
It's awesome.
is amazing.
It's
The
awesome.
entire stadium's just lit.
Yeah, like
It's fun.
TV doesn't do it justice. Like literally like you can't see anything but white lights when he comes up.
wow.
It's
So
great.
so here's my question. Do you think they're going to continue on with this Bray Wyatt involving his Roman Reigns family or something? Because I haven't seen him
I think
mentioning
they backed away from it. I do.
uh, too
Uh,
much.
yeah, and I thought it was at the time. I know a lot of people wanting them to go there, and Mark, I think you were one that said it was okay. I thought it was too much. Even to be the face up there, I thought it was too much.
Yeah, especially involving his daughter. Maybe if they would have involved like his wife or something, probably would have been different.
I mean, TNA just got done running an angle similar to that, and they got a lot of backlash out of it. So, I mean, granted, it's TNA and backlash, but whatever. Um,
That
you
should
know,
be good news for them.
right? Exactly. Any kind of news is good news. Um, yeah. I don't. I think it's gonna continue though. Like, I don't think it ends at Battleground.
Hmm.
Mark,
Um,
Mark, you got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't mind it that much because I mean they didn't actually put the daughter in that position. They just kind of had them tease it. But yeah, I mean, backing off, it's perfectly fine. But I don't think it does end at Battlegrounds. I think that they'll go into SummerSlam.
yeah, it really has to because right now I was all for this feud storyline, and then it just started to fall off a bit. I kind of lost interest in it. I don't know why, but
In, in order for this feud to keep going, do you guys think that Bray needs a win in there, or can Roman sweep it?
I don't think I don't know because I don't think now it really matters if he's going to continue on to SummerSlam.
I think Bray picks up win number one, and then Roman pulls out the complete aggression and takes the victory at SummerSlam.
It would make more sense that way for Bray to be in his head early and for him to find a way to overcome Bray Man in his head later.
What if it's be like Roman takes this win and he loses SummerSlam and it's all about Roman Reigns can't win any big pay-per-views.
I feel like that's kind of where they were going with it to start with the anyone but you thing. And I feel like that's where they were going with Ryback when they did the Bray Wyatt storyline. But then as soon as that's over with, Ryback is a champion, so that kind of made that storyline pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a possibility. But I think that they're so worried about making Roman look weak that they're probably not going to go that route.
All right. Any last thoughts on this segment or match? Or
No,
well, it wasn't really a match.
no, it wasn't a match. We thought we were getting a match, and we were really excited for it. And I think we were more upset that we didn't get a match than enjoying the segment. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I can understand that. All right. Next up, we got the lit segment. This segment was the greatest segment of the night. I'm just gonna put it there. I don't know about you all who's listening. I had goosebumps. I don't know about you, Mark and Anthony, but I was excited. I was marking out,
No, no, no.
and
We literally had to look at each other and look at our arms. We were like, look at this. These are goosebumps coming right up, right here, right now.
right.
Yeah, I showed Anthony. I was like, "Yo, I have goosebumps right now. This is epic."
So this segment starts, which is an in-ring segment. It starts off with Team Bella, Nikki, Brie, and Alicia Fox. Nikki saying she can no one beat her, can no one stop her team, and so on. We get the princess, a $1 billion princess, Stephanie McMahon enters the ring, having to put Nikki in her place. And I'm still getting goosebumps right now just thinking about this. Siding with Paige and her revolution, and Paige comes out, and then that's when Stephanie rewards her with a team of Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch comes out, but not only that, we see Charlotte comes out. Then next thing you know, we see Naomi and Tamina coming out, whining about being given a chance or not being given a chance, and then they were rewarded the NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks. We see Team Bella be in the middle of the teams, and all heck breaks loose, where we just see teams just going after each other, and we just seen them all finish each other off in their little special finishing move. Uh, Mark, Anthony, what do you guys think about this segment here?
Mark, I'll let you go first.
So we knew, or well, had an idea that Charlotte and Sasha were coming. I didn't know Becky was going to be there, but yeah, from the beginning of it to the end of it, it was just the place was nuts. The we tried to start off an NXT chant before Stephanie actually introduced them, but it turned into a woo chant for Charlotte, and it pretty much continued up until the point where they were all face to face, and then the "This is awesome" chants broke out. It kind of reminded me of whenever the Shield and the Wyatts first faced off, and before anything ever happened, the crowd was nuts. Seeing the three divas from NXT come out and put the Team Bella in the submissions, that was probably the moment of the night.
It might have been the moment on TV. My moment of the night was whenever the camera cuts off and they're done with their segment. Those those 6 women all hugged each other and they cried on the ramp together. It was incredible stuff.
So here's another one question. So why do you think probably Sasha Banks ended up with who she ended up with, and Becky Lynch and
Uh,
Charlotte with Paige?
who is the owner of WWE?
Vince?
I think you can figure that out.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to get a alternative, probably
There is no
reasoning.
alternative. There's Vince
Well,
said, what doesn't mix and what goes together?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. That's
well, I
okay.
mean, who's heel out of that group?
Well, that's
Sasha.
true too. That could be true too. But
Who's the heel
but let's
group?
not be naive
Naomi
here.
and Tamina.
Well, that's not me lying. That has something to do with
I'm
it.
I'm I'm keeping kayfabe, sir. You
Okay, okay, okay.
just hush.
Well, he had a point. No, she does work here, so that makes a little more sense. I didn't want them putting Sasha with Charlotte for the simple fact that they have a match tonight for the NXT Women's title. It's just not a good look when you put people together as partners and then make them opponents on the next show. So I'm kind of glad they didn't do that. I don't really know where Sasha fits in with Tamina and Naomi, but I'm sure we'll find out in the upcoming weeks. They'll make it make sense. And but boy, this is great for the Divas division. This, uh, we'll get into that. I think they're going to wind up integrating them into NXT and NXT into the main roster. And Stephanie called it a revolution. This is a new revolution. They want to capitalize on the U.S. women's team winning the national thing and Serena being dominant in Wimbledon. Like, they want to make their mark in women's sports, and this is the time to do it.
Yeah. From my point of view, it looked like Sasha Banks had some issues with Alicia Fox. It seemed like through that whole little brawl, she was just giving it to her. I don't know if they have some real backstage heat or
And
something.
actually, like me and Martin noticed that too. Without having it on TV, she literally kept her in that corner for like 5 minutes of that brawl, stomping a mud hole in her.
I was like, do you guys have real heat? Is there something going on? There's other people that's waiting to get beat up on. I was like, wow.
Martin, did you get that kind of same feeling that she was after her?
Well, to start off with, like I was like, okay, well, all the younger divas are getting theirs in, and then a couple of the main roster chicks kind of turned it around a little bit to wail on them. But yeah, Sasha was just in that corner working. Like she was just like, forget this. But then she ended it with Nikki. So I mean, I guess she got a couple other hits in there. But
I'm
yeah, she
glad.
was working Alicia.
I'm glad she got that bank statement in. That was what's up.
If I had it my way, I probably would have put Sasha Banks with Bellas and just put Alicia Fox with Naomi
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah,
It would have made
that
more
would have
sense.
been
She's more of a Bella than Alicia Fox.
yeah.
I agree with that. Speaking of which, one of our listeners, Court from the group here, had given us some Divas questions. Just made if we would answer them on the show. So, guys, when you're ready, we're going to get into these and answer for our listeners. And also, Dan, you want to tell the listeners where they can email their questions to us at?
You can email your questions at wrestlinggoonsradio@gmail.com.
That's right. And send them in, and we'll get to them on each episode. If we have a lot, we'll get to as many as we can, and we'll try to get our listeners' questions in. So we're going to get to the Divas right now, and I'll start with Dan at number one. Dan, are the Divas ready for a tag title?
No,
Why are they not?
they don't need it.
The Divas are not. Mark, do you agree or disagree?
I think that they're working towards it, but I don't think necessarily at this moment it's the best thing for the Divas. I think just having new, fresh faces go for the title itself would be substantial improvement.
Can you guys see with these 30303s that maybe they would have a women's trio title down the line?
Nope,
Okay, I think they could. So
don't
Yeah,
need.
I think that they could too. I think that that would be pretty epic.
I feel like that might be what they're leaning to, actually, because it makes no sense for them to do it in groups of threes unless they had plans for it.
If you do that, then you might as well do it for the men's.
Well, no, because it would. Why not? Because it stands out as something that makes the women be different.
It does though, but I mean, 6 man tag or 6 women tag team is seems so territory days.
It does, but it's something different.
Yeah, it is.
We don't know what they'll do with this. Just a thought. Number two, Mark, would an all demons wrestling show work?
It would on the network only,
Yeah,
but I don't think that they want to give that much more because I mean, you're going to have to do it at a live setting somewhere at some kind of taping where they're all together. And I don't know if they want to pay for that extra 30 minutes per show or however long it'd take.
I agree. I think it's all about finances. Dan, what about you? What do you think?
All women show?
Yeah.
No. No. It's a nice idea, but I don't think it will work.
It would mean good if they did it on the network, but like Mark said, I don't see how they could financially fit it into getting an extra 30 minutes of recording in for them to have their own show. It's not saying that, Divas aren't giving a chance, they're just, money. Number three, with Sasha, Charlotte, and Becky on the main roster, who could hold down the NXT women's division?
Um,
Mark, I'll go with you first, or no, Dan, go ahead.
I was gonna say, Sasha still can probably be champion, or um, I think we mentioned earlier before the show, we mentioned Bailey.
Yeah.
But my favorite pick is obviously Carmella, just because she's with Enzo.
Oh, that's the person I don't like. Okay. Uh, Mark.
So, can the NXT divas survive without them? Just if you just took those three divas out of the way, you still have Bailey, you still have Emma, you still have Blue Pants, you still have Alexa Bliss. So, I mean, there's more divas in NXT as well, but just out of those four, I think that you could still have a solid triple threat or four-way match and it'd be perfectly fine.
Absolutely. And, yeah, I definitely think that, we got an NXT show coming up here, Brooklyn Takeover. Uh, Bailey can definitely take this title here. I think she should. But Alexa Bliss can definitely hold down that division as well. They're in good shape. And like I said, I think they're leaning to where they integrate both, into each other. So hopefully we'll just have one big giant women's division. Um, should the Divas title go back to me in the women's championship? Mark.
No, I think that they should just keep them separate. I mean, we can see someone hold both titles, but I think that they'll probably make them lose the women's title like they did for Paige. So, yeah, I think that they should just remain separate.
Dan.
No, I know a lot of people don't like the term diva because of the name, what's behind that name or whatever, but it is what it is to sell tickets and to draw money. We don't need a women's title, really. If that was the case, they should have just kept it that way.
I agree that the word diva makes them stand out and it promotes their show on the E network, but I think we could be leaning toward a unification at some point. So I think eventually we will have just a WWE women's title. That's what I think we're going to build to. Um, when we get to the next one here, should women work both NXT and WWE for more attention to the whole of the brand?
What question is that?
Should women work both WWE and NXT for more attention to the brand as a whole?
Yeah, why not?
I agree. As long as it's travel financially feasible, why not? Mark?
Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely think that. I mean, they've done it before. I mean, Natty's worked with Paige and Emma, and other people have came down. So I mean, why not give the divas down in NXT some upper main roster divas to help them progress along? I think it'd be great publicity for both.
Paige is already in Orlando every single week anyway. They've been tough enough, so.
Yeah.
The Divas help or hurt the division when being viewed as legitimate? I think we just covered that a while ago. We have no problem with the Divas label on women, so, will Lana ever wrestle, Mark?
Yes, you will see Miss CJ Perry in a ring at some point in
Who was
time.
looking oh so fine, by the way, even though y'all didn't see her, we did.
I
Uh,
think I think she will.
yeah, she will, definitely. I think so too. I think they're actually building for that with Summer Rae, I think, so. Can Layla still compete, Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got no problem with that either. I just think she hasn't been given a shot. Mark,
Oh yeah, most definitely Layla could still go.
Lane Cole, one of the best. Speaking of human tag team, it don't get no better than Lane Cole does. That's great. Uh, what former diva could come back full time? I already know what we're all going to say to that. And which one can be temporary to help the division?
I'm gonna go, Mark. I want you to answer this one because I have a unorthodox answer for this.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so the person that I would think that could come back and work a full time, oh, see that I'm kind of torn between actually wanting two different divas. That would be Maurice or Michelle McCool.
Wow.
And someone that I think that could come back like sparingly probably would be Lita.
Okay. Dan.
All right, for the first one, I'm going to say Mickey James, just because.
Wow.
All
That's
right,
not who I thought you were going to say.
for the second one, temporarily, Gail Kim.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's neither one are possible. So,
You thought I was
um,
going to say AJ, huh?
I did. Well, that's actually what I'm going to say because I want AJ back full time. There's no reason she shouldn't be. And she should be in the Diva set right now. Part time, I'm going to play off Mark here, except for his for full time. I think Michelle McCool working that Undertaker schedule, she would be a nice little addition to that Demon division part time. She was a really serious competitor when she was there. Yeah, I think she would bring a lot of legitimacy back to it. So that's my thoughts on that. Next, we're almost to the end of them here. If there hired someone former to run the Demon division, who would it be? I think we're pretty good with Stephanie, right?
I had a different answer.
All right, go ahead, man.
I think it should be Lita.
Lena running the Demons division. Mark,
Yeah.
what about you?
I'm perfectly fine with the princess running things.
The only thing I would do is I'd have the princess bring over everything, but I would have Sarah Del Rey working with my main roster women too.
Oh yeah, I mean as a trainer, Sarah Del Rey needs to come on up.
Mm-hmm.
But like as the face that you see, kind of like that Brooke Hogan type thing or the Karen Jarrett, whichever one you would like. But yeah, she should just kind of overtake that as far as on screen goes.
Does the new roster leave people like Cameron and Rosa out of the picture?
I think that there's a spot for them as valets because we need more of those.
Oh, nice. Dan,
Yeah, I guess so. Some do, but those are too eye candy, I guess.
which is why they can be valets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, can Summer Rain contribute? And I'm gonna assume that he meant in the ring.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna still stick to my answer and say yes, she can when she
Oh,
gets some plastic surgery.
okay. Mark.
I think that she can if they allow her to. Like for so long, she's been kind of like she had the whole dancing gimmick and whatnot. They need a reunion of the BFFs, and I think that she could go over and actually put on some matches.
I'm gonna say no. I think she's strictly gonna be a valet. Um, right now they got her in this Rusev gimmick, which, by the way, Owen's calling her a Lana Woman he is. We'll get into later. Was probably one of the louder pops we had in the arena. So she did get some kind of pop. It was just indirectly. So yeah, I don't see her doing much. So what's the greatest diva of all time, then?
Women's Lita.
Uh, Mark.
That's way too difficult of a question, sir.
We have to answer it, sir. Our listeners want to know.
Oh man.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, you go
I'm
first.
going with Trish. Trish made the
Oh
biggest
my
difference.
God.
Yeah, I'm going with Trish.
Why
Like,
Trish?
okay,
Why not? She had the most Divas titles. She had the most. She had a main event spot. She was in the more main event storylines. Like, yeah,
No,
how can it not be
I'm
Trish? Lita
I'm
was
not gonna.
always the manager that could do acrobatic stuff. Like, she was a good. She was a great wrestler. She was probably a better wrestler than Trish, but she wasn't more important than Trish.
Okay.
okay, so if we're not going by wrestling things, number one is Stephanie McMahon. Number one A is Sable. Because
Sable.
she completely changed that division.
And I think we need to give honorable mention to Sonny, because without Sonny, we might not have any of this sex appeal.
Yeah, that is true.
So,
Sunny and Alondra Blaze.
well, yep. I call them Medusa, but whatever. It's all the same. Uh, Mark, what do you think the Dean's Commission is missing, if they're missing anything?
I think that they're missing, which is sad because they had a chance. I think that they're missing a monster diva, like someone kind of like your Karma or whatever.
They had it in
And
Beth Phoenix. Why did they let her go?
I really don't know. Like either Beth Phoenix, they had Karma. Unfortunately, Havoc tweeted some stuff, and that's
Yeah.
why she didn't get in. But they
But
need somebody like
and
that.
that was crap, because that was in 2010. Like, they should have been like, okay, we know that was a long time ago, so apologize and let it be gone. That was crap, and they didn't give her a chance because of that.
I think they're missing more exposure and legit storyline.
I'm going to go with you on that. I'm going to completely agree with the legit storyline part. That's great. And exposure, I think they're fine on. I think they're getting exposure on every show that they're on. But man, their stories. They're finally starting to come together with this one, but it took a long time to develop.
Yeah, 'cause for the most part, it's been more so they've been catty like and like it's the same. Every diva in that division has almost the same storyline for the most part.
We're gonna get to our final question of the day. Mark, give me your quick thoughts on Emma, who I know you love, and Eva Marie.
Eva Marie, I'm willing to give her one more chance in the ring. I think if Sarah and Hendrick can work some magic, I think that she could eventually blossom into a diva who can wrestle. Um, Emma is great. They just stuck her with Santino the first time and that stupid, horrible gimmick. And Emma can wrestle with the best of them. Don't let her fool you.
Dan.
I think they need to keep Eva Marie away, far away. Emma, I don't know about Emma. After watching Total Diva, I'm not a regular watcher, but after watching her, she has a completely different personality that I'm surprised. But I would like to see more of her.
Yeah, I like Kill Emma in NXT. Now that they've turned her, like, she's really got some personality popping out, so I'm good with that. And as far as Eva Marie getting a second chance, I don't even feel like her first chance was a chance. I feel like that Kevin Dunn really liked what he saw as far as looks go, because she was a model, and they were just going to try to make a model a wrestler. Now she's becoming a wrestler, so I'm not even going to judge her first run in WWE because it really wasn't as a wrestler. So I'm going to judge her as just being green and learning on the fly, and I'm going to give her a fair shake. I know a lot of the universe has already turned off on her, but I'm going to give her a chance. And
Yeah, a lot of chance.
that's right. And as always, like I said, we enjoyed this segment. Hopefully, we answered them to y'all's liking and shoot us more. With that being said, Dan, back to the show.
Yeah. Third match of the night, we get the primetime players and Mark Henry in a six-man tag against the New Day. New Day cuts a nice, pretty promo, nice mini promo. Talks about Atlanta and they're scared of 1 inch of snow, how the city just shuts down.
That was great.
Yeah, it was kind of funny saying I'm from Chicago and the city still doesn't shut down even after over a foot of snow.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Talks about the Hawks, which was funny. The match begins in this match. New Day is giving Titus O'Neil the blues mostly until he gets a tag and primetime play takes over and Henry gets the pin on Woods for the win. We see Mark Henry doing a $1 million dance move. Um, Anthony, I know you're not a fan of the primetime players, and what did you think about the moves that Mark Henry was doing?
I'll tell you what I thought. Everybody in the Atlanta audience is apparently unaware that Titus O'Neil played for the Florida Gators, because if they did know that, they wouldn't have been doing the thing that they do, because everybody did it. everybody. Every time Titus stuck his stupid hands up in the air, that's what they did. I hated it. But this wasn't in times, and I'm okay with them winning. Because my boy Mark Henry got a win, and I got to hit 26 Mafia twice. So I was good with it, man. I was bumping. I wasn't even doing $1 million. I was mad when they cut the 26 Mafia off. As far as the promo for New Day, when are you going to become a fan? When are you not going to see how hilarious they are?
For me,
Yes.
I actually, for that moment there when they was talking about Atlanta, I for a second liked it, and I was like, they aren't that bad, but they're bad.
How were they bad though? Like they had, I'm from Atlanta, and they were jonesing on me, and I was laughing because it's hilarious.
They're bad.
And it's the way they do it, like with Big E being the preacher guy, and Xavier being the snarky one, and Kofi's just kind of trying to fit in where he can get in. Like I love it. It's perfect. They're the perfect mix.
I don't know,
But
Mark.
they're not going to win the tag titles, and it sucks. Mark, what do you think about it?
Okay, so if you didn't hear it on the radio or on the television, the Atlanta crowd had no response to the inch of snow.
Yeah.
Like we just kind of sat silent.
We
Like
were
we're like,
offended.
yeah,
We were like,
yeah,
whoa,
yeah,
hey.
yeah. That's kind of true. We do shut down for an inch of snow. But as soon as they mentioned the Hawks, everyone booed their. I mean, like you could hear that
And I
over
knew that was
everything.
coming. Like, I knew that was coming. The snow thing caught me off guard, but I knew they were going to shot at the Hawks.
But as far as the segment goes, yeah, like Anthony said, I'm just glad to see Mark Henry pick up a pinfall. So why aren't they allowing the tag team champions to get the pinfalls? Because if it's not Mark Henry, then it's the sensational Neville
Yeah.
getting the pinfalls.
I
It's
was going
not
to bring
them.
that up, too. Whoever the third wheel is in their team always gets the win. Why is it?
I don't know.
Maybe it's because they're not talented? I don't know. Just a thought.
They're very talented. They're more talented than New Day. Prime time, come on, you gotta respect primetime players.
I don't, man. Titus is 40 years old. And
a lot of guys are 40.
Huh?
A lot of guys in the company is 40, over 40.
Yeah, and they mostly had a run in their day. He never has.
This is his run. This is his tag team run.
And it's the run where he's not getting pinfalls.
So pinfall matters.
Yeah, pinfall matters in wrestling. That's it.
So doesn't matter if he gets the pinfall or Darren Young gets the pinfall.
No, the team needs to get it. The fact that they're not winking makes them look weaker.
Well, let's stop putting them in 6-man tag team, and we'll get the pinfall.
Because they're not over on their own.
There you go. There you go.
How can you say they're not over?
Because all they have is the millions of dollars and the millions of dollars and the thing.
They don't cut funny promos too?
No, I'm go to sleep on their promos.
Oh, come on. When they be doing those WWEshop.com,
boring.
Whatever promo, those are hilarious, man.
Boring. Whenever he pulls out the rainbow horse and stuff, boring. Whenever he wears the Los Matadores mask, it's boring. Boring.
I guarantee you.
I'll concede that they're funny some of the time.
Yeah, I won't.
This weekend, y'all gonna be entertained, and not by Sheamus either.
Oh, okay.
And primetime player will retain the tag team titles.
We'll see.
All right. Any last thoughts on this match here?
No. Shout out to Mark Henry. Let's get him on the team more often.
Oh, I'll tell you one thing. We do need to stop this whole 6-man tag team. Oh, well, whatever. But I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I said no. It's just not going to happen until they take the titles off the team.
Anyways, moving on to the fourth match of the night, we get Wade Barrett, or King Barrett rather, versus R-Truth. Again.
I thought this was over.
I thought it was over too.
Barrett beat him cleanly last week. Why does this have to continue?
Because apparently we love it. I don't know who we are, but we love it.
I will admit that at the end, whenever he went under the ring and found his gear, I did kind of mark out for that. But I didn't like him getting the win because that just let me know that It's going to continue, sir.
And
It's
continue.
King versus King
Yeah,
on the
now we're going to
pre-show.
find out who the real king is, even though I'm pretty sure the real king won twice now over him.
This is gonna be like a Game of Thrones match.
Oh.
Whoever wins on the pre-show, which by the way will be on the pre-show at Battleground, will get the real crown or something. I
That's
don't know.
disturbing. Barrett is going to lose his King of the Ring crown to a guy that has a plumber, a little plunger, and a paper crown from Burger King.
Usurpers.
I'm a little pissed off that now WWE has reduced the winning King of the Ring. Like I see it now, like winning King of the Ring, if they have it next year, is
No,
not going to mean much.
but it's not just because it's King of the Ring, because they did a really good job when Sheamus did it, and they did a good job when Booker did it. It's just the fact that Barrett won something. Anything Barrett wins is gonna lead to nothing, always, and I don't know why.
And it's not fair either,
No.
because he's
Like,
a good worker.
next to Cesaro, this is the biggest travesty in WWE history.
Can you just imagine, like, next year they have a King of the Ring and they say, hey, Cesaro, we want you to win the King of the Ring?
They buried
Right.
him with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
He's going to probably have a flashback and he's going to probably tell whoever, like, you know what, I'm okay with losing King of the Ring. I don't need this.
Speaking of which, I was on
But,
YouTube. I was
I
on
don't know.
YouTube
This
yesterday
is
looking
going to
around.
continue and matches off.
Say what?
Yeah.
No, I said I was on
No.
YouTube. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said I was on YouTube and I was looking about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Funny thing, talking about burials. Do you remember who finished second in that?
Who?
Damien Sandow. And you know who hasn't been on TV in about 3 months?
Damien Sandow?
Damien Sandow. If you do anything with that daggum thing, you were done. You're just over.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I hear that they work in Superstars now.
Oh, are
Like
they? Are they doing the
Axel.
Axelmania thing on there?
I believe so. Yeah. I want to see it on Raw or SmackDown at least.
No, I just want it to go away. I would just rather him be Damien Sandow at this point.
But the thing is with him, just to get off topic just a little bit,
Yeah, which is fine. We need to do that occasionally.
is that here it is all last year and for a little bit of earlier this year, you have the guy who was probably the second most over guy in the company, and he's not on TV anymore. You give him a new role, and it's like when he comes up, will he still get that reaction? Because he's no longer Mizdow.
Yeah.
So what are they doing with him? Are they saying, "Hey, we're gonna bury you
But
like you should have been buried"?
they didn't let him try to do anything else. They threw him right into another parroting gimmick, and they didn't even let it try to get over. Like they,
And also, didn't he also win the rights to own the Mizdow character?
no, Miz won.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Miz won and went away to go film this movie when he won.
All right. So yeah, you have a guy who's talented who can be over with the crowd, and you guys are screwing him up, and that's just wrong. I mean, is it just me, Mark? Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna mention something whenever he said that. Whenever Anthony said something about Cesaro and Bad News Barrett always getting the raw end of the deal, I was actually gonna mention Damien because he cashed in and didn't even win at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a good feud they had going with Cody at the time.
It was. That's when Cody was Cody.
Yeah, well, he doesn't need to be in. His wife tells you all about that later. We're going into.
Oh yeah. All right. Like we said before, again, we're gonna get our truth and Ray Bird on the pre-show. Piss break. All right. Next segment or match of the night, we get the United States Challenge. We have John Cena comes out, ready to get this thing started. Who's coming out to challenge him? It's no other than Rusev. We see Rusev come out, and guess what? He has on some shoes or boots. Uh, when we think we're gonna get another Rusev and John Cena match, because Rusev said he never quit, he never really he Johnson never really beat him, quote unquote. We get Kevin Owens coming out, interrupting everything, saying, "Hey, no one's gonna beat John Cena except for me." Oh, so now we're gonna get Rusev versus Owens probably until Cesaro comes out. And we all know what Cesaro has done the past couple of weeks, coming close to beating Cena. Um, this whole entire challenge turned into a triple threat match, and with the winner beating facing John Cena. John Cena was great on commentary. This match was like about 25 minutes long until finally we see KO or Kevin Owens leave. He had enough, and we see Rusev beating Cesaro. And Cena prepares himself to face Cesaro, and he gets put in the accolade until Kevin Owens attacks Cena, and which results in a DQ. Um, Mark, what is your thoughts on this whole entire match from the triple threat to, I guess, Rusev and Cena?
First off, Cena should have manned up and just taken all three competitors at once.
Yeah, no, but
It
that's what
should
a
have it
champion
should have been a
does.
it should have been a fatal four way that could have continued 5 or 10 more minutes, and just you could have combined the two different matches into the single match, because that second match was a waste. But as far as the match it goes, that definitely was the match of the night. It was epic. You had three different people with three different unique styles all going at it. And Rusev pulled out some impressive maneuvers that we haven't seen from Rusev. That suplex off the top ring rope onto the apron outside.
Oh yeah.
Wow, did I think that Rusev and Cesaro were going to die?
Yeah, I was panicked.
Yeah. And
I
then
I was
felt bad
surprised
for
Cesaro,
at Cesaro.
Rusev. At least Cesaro hit the apron. Poor Rusev just fell straight to the ground.
I was more concerned about Cesaro. He looked like he
Yeah,
was in bad shape for real.
yeah, they had to carry him off at the end.
yeah,
Uh,
because of that dive, probably. He hit
Hmm.
two of those. That
Yeah,
was
that
epic.
second one he hit his head. He hit head first. My thoughts were simple. I got a couple of complaints actually. John Cena is the babyface champion, quote unquote, correct?
yeah.
Why would he, after a long ruling match, be the guy that takes advantage of the wounded heel? Like I don't understand the psychology in their writing of this match and the booking of it. Because everything Cena did, and I'm telling you, everything he did made him look heel. Because while they're in commercial, he's over there doing jumping jacks while Rusev is trying to pull himself up on the ropes. Like Cena acting like he was going into the World Series, and he was mocking Rusev while Rusev was laying on the ground each time, and it felt very heelish, which I don't understand why they would book John Cena that way. Kevin Owens and another during commercial thing. Before they announced that it was going to be a triple threat, Owens was literally on the apron the whole time, going back and forth between Rusev on the ground and Cesaro in the corner, implying and yelling at them. It, they stay in character, and that's what I really, really like when they do that. So they really sold me. The match itself was great. I kind of knew Owens was going to come back once he gets to the end, because that's just the story right now that they're telling for the match itself was phenomenal.
I don't think it was his fault necessarily being that way. I mean, what do you expect when you have a triple threat match and everyone's nearly killing each other? It's like someone, regardless of who comes out the
I,
victor.
I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming creative for even putting
Oh,
him in that situation.
well, it was kind of fun in a way to see, someone fight to see who's going to be that number one contender or to see who's going to face um, John Cena. At first, I thought it was going to be maybe whoever wins would probably face him at Battleground, possibly, because the match was going on too long. There was some good spots though.
Did
Um,
anybody mind it ended with a super hit? Because I kind of
no,
didn't
I
like.
didn't
I
buy
didn't
it.
like that.
That was weak to me. I felt
Yeah,
like it should have been much stronger than that.
I didn't want Cesaro losing to a super hit. That kind of bothered me.
Yeah, I didn't want. That's one thing I didn't want. I didn't want Cesaro to necessarily win because I didn't want to see another Cesaro and John Cena yet, unless it's on a pay per view.
But you didn't mind John Cena Rusev?
No, I didn't. I didn't mind that.
Wow. Okay, so we've seen that way more than Cesaro Cena.
Yeah, we
Well, I
did.
mean, we haven't seen it in like a month or two.
I mean,
Or,
okay.
well, actually, longer than that. We haven't seen it in 3 months
I
almost.
haven't seen Randy Orton and John Cena in a long time, and I don't want to see it again.
But also, HBK probably loved Cesaro getting the pin after a super kick.
Well, I bet he did.
So did Stone Cold.
Do you feel like the super kick is in everybody's arsenal now?
Yeah,
Like
basically.
like we were chanting super kick party.
Yeah. Which, by the way, shout out to the little 7-year-old kid who was chanting super kick party when they asked him where he heard it. He said ROH, duh. I was like, oh yeah, we got some smart little wrestling
Yeah,
fans.
the Young Bucks.
Yep, that's right.
So, what do you guys think about the boots now, or the shoes that Rusev has?
He needs them. That's long overdue.
Yeah, it was kind of funny to look at it, but I was like, ah, it's better than going barefoot and getting injured again.
Like I said, I just wish it was loaded somehow. Like, if you're gonna go from being a barefoot guy to wearing boots, you need to add it to the gimmick to where it's a dirty tactic when you load that boot up with something.
Maybe that's why Cesaro took a super kick and it ended him. I don't know.
Wow,
I'm just saying.
wow. That's pretty good psychology.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah, maybe the boot is loaded. Hmm, good thinking, Mark. We need to, hopefully, maybe that'll develop more.
Yeah, we need to see more Cesaro and Rusev fighting. I did like that
I
match.
do have a feeling that we're only getting Rusev in this because Dolph Ziggler is hurt, aka filming a movie called 649, by the way, where he is a police lieutenant, like every other WWE movie that they ever make. Yeah, which sucks because I really think Rusev in this group before, if they had these four fight each other, they would have some great matches.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about Ziggler being away from the Rusev storyline.
Didn't you enjoy Owens telling Rusev to shove the flag up his Chernobyl?
No, I enjoy Rusev calling him some sort of French American, and
Yeah, that was terrible because he's not American. He's Canadian.
yeah, but it was kind of funny though. I mean, it's North American if you want to.
No, it's not. Don't ever tell Kevin Owens that America and Canada are the same thing, sir.
I mean, it's in the same continent and the two names and
First
stuff.
off, Kevin Owens, Dan Tanner said that, not me or Mark Pitts. So,
Hey, fight me,
Well, I
bro.
mean, Kevin Owens. I mean, can you pick a first name?
well, that was terrible, by the way. So,
That
obviously,
was funny.
obviously Owens is not a first name. Owen is. So, I
Well,
think this is his promo skills from Hideo Itami.
we did see some humor from Rusev. That
It
was
was
cool.
good. But don't tell me that Owens wasn't good with the Chernobyl thing. And then the Lana Wannabe, that got a huge pop.
I didn't catch that.
Oh my god, you didn't catch that.
No, I didn't. I'm sorry.
Wow. Okay. Well, of course you didn't, because Kevin Owens said it. Duh.
Yeah, because Owen's now looking kind of cowardly.
That's what he's. Oh my god. That's what he's supposed to be.
Well, when he first came, his presence was like, "Hey, I'm here to fight. I'm not scared to fight no one." And now it's like, "Hey, you know what? I don't need this fight. I'm going in the locker room."
Okay, doesn't Seth Rollins do the same thing?
He does, but
But don't you love Seth Rollins?
he has the authority to like run to. But
Kevin Owens, they love Kevin Owens.
they do. I'm saying, as far as storyline, right now, Kevin Owens is not part of the authority storyline yet.
Yet.
There's still some time to go, but which we're going to get into the next segment about Seth Rollins just turning over a whole different new heel leaf.
Mm-hmm.
But the Kevin Owens thing is exactly what he does in NXT.
Yeah, it's no different.
He does though. You're right about that. I've seen that. I just thought maybe he would be more of an aggressor.
Well, don't you think that the fight thing is kind of like a metaphor? Like, maybe he wants to portray that I'm the big badass and I'll fight anybody. But and the heel technique where he says he's all about fighting, but only on his time kind of thing. I mean, it's nothing new. Ric Flair did this and made a life out of it. So,
I'm not going to compare him to Rick.
wow.
I won't.
I'm sorry that Rick was never the worker that Kevin was. But anyway.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. That's a different story. We'll debate that on another show.
All right.
All right. Last segment of the night. We get the contract signing. We
No,
get
sir. No,
No,
Oh,
we
I'm
sir.
don't,
sorry.
sir.
I'm
You
sorry.
almost left it out twice. We're going to talk about
Oh,
Stardust.
Stardust and Neville's.
Yep, and the cartoon character, by the way.
Yes, which was pretty cool. All about the heroes and villains and all that stuff.
Let's talk about
Uh,
the promo first. Stardust's promo was epic. When he called out Neville, talking about how the man that gravity forgot, and he blended it into the cosmos. I was really happy to see Stardust, man.
for me, the promo, I'm pretty sure it was good, but I was like, oh, we're getting Stardust. Okay.
Right when it popped up the Titan Front, I looked at Mark and I said, somewhere in Chicago, Dan is not happy.
I would have liked Cody Rhodes to be back, but he has his reasons why he's sticking to Stardust, and I can respect that. I don't like it, but I can respect it.
All right.
He even has more reasons. I actually did some digging, and apparently back in the day at Crockett Promotions, the name of the plane that Dusty used to take was actually named Stardust, as
Wow.
well as Dusty actually has a pair of trunks back in the day that say Stardust on them. And also, Cody's first involvement with his dad, he actually had a shirt that said Stardust, or his dad had it embroidered on that says Stardust whenever he worked with his dad way back in the day.
So for all you people mad about Cody Rhodes not paying homage to his father, do your research. That's exactly what he's doing.
Again, I respect it. I just don't like it. I don't like the character.
I love it. It's versatile. It gives him versatility and lets him prove that he can play a character that is nothing like himself.
Maybe he can just play himself and be called Cody Stardust
Have
Rose.
you watched the YouTube videos of the JBO and Cole show? Like whenever they do the Cody Rhodes is missing and the wanted Cody Rhodes, and it winds up being that Stardust and kidnaps him.
I haven't checked it out in a while.
That would make a lot more sense to you for you to understand the Stardust character. Because they are one and the same, but he doesn't acknowledge Cody Rhodes' existence.
The only thing I like about this is that he's doing the comic book
Yeah, the
superhero
Green
stuff.
Arrow's coming. The Green Arrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be around SummerSlam.
He actually tweeted out a picture on his Instagram of in the bathroom on a mirror, and he has Neville's name crossed off because he did get the win, by the way, over Neville, and he wrote Green Arrow under it, so he has officially called out the Green Arrow. But the problem with that is that the Miz also is trying to start a war with the Green Arrow on Twitter. So I don't know if they were planning on the Miz doing that if Stardust didn't come back, and now he's back, and they're not going to do it, or
Triple threat match.
triple threat. I hope not, because if they're going to do superhero versus superhero, that's what it needs to be. I don't need the Miz in the middle of it.
I can understand because Miz is from quote unquote Hollywood, and
What,
Green Arrow's Hollywood.
what if they bring Sandow back to be Captain Magneto again?
Captain who?
The Magneto guy? When that little superhero he was like last year?
I could do that.
Mark, what was the name of it? Was it Magneto? Is that who he was?
I don't remember what he called it, but yeah, he was Magneto.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember what he called it.
Yeah, so, yeah, we can get Sandow back in that gimmick again.
Yeah, that makes him relevant. Or he could still stay as the Macho Mandow.
No, we don't need that because that's not a superhero, and I need him to be in this feud, so.
So, Macho Man was a hero to us all, so
Yeah.
why not let just Mandow be Macho Mandow?
Because it's awful. It didn't work for Jay Lethal, and it's not going to work for Damian Sandow.
And we all know the immortal Hulk. Hogan was a superhero in our eyes growing up, so we can have Axelmania involved.
It's not helping him either.
That's because they're on Superstar. They need to get back on Raw and SmackDown.
You know why they're on Superstar? Because nobody watched them on Raw.
They need to. They need to put Ascension down somewhere and bring them up. been.
They were on Superstars this week. We saw them as well, and their entrance is not as impressive in person. Because spoiler alert, they don't come up from the ground. That's just the camera going up and down really slow. I was dumbfounded. I felt like a little kid on Christmas Eve night when they get the tree under there. I was like, oh no, no, they're supposed to come up. This isn't right.
They have new plans.
Mm.
I don't know. They bring Axelmania and Mandel up, and it'll make the tag team division a lot funner or something.
Uh,
So, any thoughts about this Stardust and Neville match, or what's going on with Stardust?
it was just odd. I mean, it was a good way to get him back in. I feel like they really don't know what they're gonna do with Neville. They just don't know. It won on a roll up, I believe, which yeah, I don't know, it's odd.
Yeah, it's good to see him on TV now, but I mean every week. But I'm with you on that. They don't know what to do with him. They don't know what to do with a lot of stars. They just say, "Hey, you want a job today? We'll pay you." Oh, sure, why not?
It was an odd booking because it felt like that they booked that knowing that Stardust was the baby face and they're in Atlanta, which is his hometown, quote unquote, Cody Rhodes' hometown. Um, and yeah, they gave him the win, but it just felt like they had Neville in the heel role. It was just really odd. I felt really odd.
All right, before we move on, do you think we could probably see Dustin Rose or Goldust and Stardust make one last tag team run?
No, but I think they could finish up their feud though.
Okay. Mark, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't think that they should be a tag team for a while.
But
I definitely think that they should finish their feud though.
yeah, they never gave him the spot they deserved.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the last segment of the night. We got the contract signing. Of course, Heyman comes out reminding Seth not to break that 11th commandment. If you don't know what that 11th commandment is, don't provoke the beast.
Yeah, pretty much. Thou shalt not.
Yeah, thou shalt not provoke the beast. Brock does not trust Seth after the contract signing, flips over the table to see an axe handle. Brock is on the offense. Kane tries to put down the beast, but Brock is still a beast and injures Kane's ankle. Chases Seth after the chase. Brock Lesnar holds up the title. Everyone just going crazy. Seth comes back, snaps, which is a Seth that we want to see. He again sees that he doesn't need anybody to take down the beast and rips on Kane and just talks about him. I don't know about you all in this segment, but I just love how Seth just went off. He just snapped. That's the type of Seth or the kind of Seth that we need.
You mean until he ran like as fast as he could out the arena?
That part we don't need.
Oh, because
The
let me tell
part,
you what I took from that part. This is the funny part you don't see, okay? You
yeah,
see Seth Rollins in the crowd. What you don't see is over by the Titantron, right when you jump in the building, they have a referee that is also going to play the role of security guard if anything goes down. He was step for step behind Seth the whole running. You would have thought the ref was running for his life. I was like, oh my God, somebody get that guy in the ring. I don't know why he's wearing a referee shirt. Holy crap. Yeah, he was booking it, but yeah, the segment was great. I kind of knew they were leaving all night long that Kane had a plan. If that was Kane's plan, that was a pretty crazy plan.
yeah. Um, it was garbage. I was surprised we didn't see J&J Security.
Well, they're done. Like, he took them out. I think that was the point of this segment, isn't it? Now, even though they ran this storyline last month, now all of a sudden Seth is alone. He has no authority left around unless they decide that the Big Show is a member now.
Yeah, they should
Well,
have had.
Not left to do.
the reason that it works this time is because you actually had Brock take out the authority and not just Seth tell them that he doesn't need them.
And it kind of Austin-esque.
Yeah, somewhat.
Seth did tell Kane he didn't need him at the very end, by the way.
Well, that's after he had a broke ankle.
Yeah. Which, by the way, Seth did catch it, which was really hellish. When it was that on TV, I'm not sure if that was on the show.
Um, I don't remember. I
Yeah,
just know that he
he had
was.
Kane's laying down before they put him on the stretcher, and
Yeah.
Seth standing on the snail step telling him how useless he is and blah blah blah. And as Seth is walking away, he runs back and kicks the crap out of his leg.
Wow.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I really honestly, like watching it live, I thought Brock had legitimately hurt someone else again. I was like, oh my god, he really just smashed his leg again.
Brock is reckless, huh?
I mean, that's what it, that's the rumor going around.
Well, at the end of the day, I still want to see Seth some way break away from authority to the point where he can say, "Hey, I don't need you guys," and really mean that he doesn't need them. That cocky, instead of like being so scared.
Yeah.
And
A side note complaint. The dark matches in WWE is usually when you have a clean finish, there is no destiny finish, and the good guy always wins, blah blah blah.
yeah,
We got a destiny finish for a dark match.
it was a dark match.
It was Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins 101. It was supposed to be a six-man tag match, and that was what was advertised, and they just decided they wasn't doing that, I guess. We got the 101 match that lasted about 7 minutes, and Bray Wyatt made his appearance, and Dean Ambrose made his appearance, and the Shield sent us home.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty weird.
So you think they're gonna book another Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins in the future?
I really know, and I think they just knew that dark match. Like I said, the dark match wasn't advertised. I just think they didn't know what to do. They were already out in the ring, so they were like, all right, we're going to go ahead and run this again. So it was hilarious. Like, Seth walks out, like, after he storms out and the segment is over, and they hit his music 3 minutes later, and he's got to come back. Good stuff. That was the show there. So, Dan, you want to go ahead and give it a grade and tell us your best and the worst of the night?
The grade I'm giving Raw would be a B plus. It was a decent go home show. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, the Divas segment was my favorite segment of the night. Worst segment of the night. Um, I'm not. I'm not gonna say it was a worst segment. It was probably more so disappointing segment. Was the Stardust and Neville because Stardust didn't come out as Cody Rhodes. Should I give my final thoughts now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Final thoughts of the night is that I'm excited for the Divas division. We are truly seeing that Divas are given a chance. I think even though Stephanie McMahon is playing a heel role, she truly is trying her best to, reach her fans and hearing them and what they want and trying her best. If you don't think Vince cares or Triple H cares, Stephanie will take it upon herself to care and try to do her best to see how this whole angle plays out. So I have to say kudos to her. Um, that's about it.
All right, Mark.
All right, so my final grade, I will give it a B. I think there was the couple matches in there that I really just did not care for. So the worst segment of the night, I'm gonna have to go with King Barrett versus R Truth. Um, the best segment of the night is obviously the Divas all coming out, the Divas NXT takeover. Um, final thoughts are John Cena should have manned up and just had a fatal four way.
All right, I'm gonna give it a minus. I'm gonna go higher than all the others week, which is unusual. Thought it was a very very good show for a go home show. My worst segment of the night. I'm gonna go with. I know y'all like the spunk, I guess you call Roman Reigns attacking Bray, but I hated that the match was advertised Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt, and I got no match. Yeah, that was crap. Best segment of the night, of course, was the Divas. Final thoughts. I know a lot of people don't like Brock Lesnar's schedule. it's good that he's not there every week, because when he is there, it matters a lot more. So I think more people need a Brock Lesnar-like schedule, honestly.
I agree.
And that's my final thoughts. We got a show coming up on Saturday, folks. We're going to do the Battleground preview. So everything, we touched on a couple of things tonight, but we'll do the whole entire card with in-depth previews on Saturday. We'll have that up for you as well. You can follow us on Twitter at Goons Radio, Facebook at Wrestling Goons Radio, YouTube, youtube.com/Wrestling Goons Radio. We're on Blogger at Wrestling Goons Radio. And we're going to be on a whole bunch more other stuff. Again, thank you to all of our listeners at network channels, soon to be on Power Station FM, all of our YouTube listeners. Thanks to Phil for producing the show, Phil Masons. Check out his show, the Phil Masons Show. And Dan, and for more beautiful evening, everybody else at Wrestling Goons Radio. We'll see you next time.